Hi, my name is Sophia Nowak, and I will be discussing how climate change affects the natural environment. So, how does it affect landscapes on the global scale and on the regional scale? For my regional scale, I'll be focusing on the United States. So, how exactly does it affect it on the global scale? Well, there are many ways that it can affect the global scale, but I've decided to talk about two main ones for me that I personally think are the biggest issues that we have. We'll talk about rising sea levels. Sea levels are rising because the ice sheets and glaciers are melting around the world due to the global warming increase. The global warming is increasing due to humans releasing more fossil fuels into the atmosphere. With the rising sea levels, it is causing damages to coastal regions. This would mean ruining communities, so a lot of environments and economies that rely on coastal regions for production of money and habitats for animals, and it causes a lot of coastal erosion at an all-time high. Coastal erosion would be, since the sea levels are rising, this is causing more waves and the tides to become higher, causing them to crash into the shore more, causing it to erode the water or the land. So this decreases land mass as well. Another way it affects the climate on a global, or the landscape on a global scale, would be rapid permafrost thawing. Permafrost, what is that? Basically, it's a melting of ice. But in the permafrost, there is a large amount of carbon that is stored in the permafrost. So when the ice melts, it releases the carbon into the atmosphere. Carbon causes more global warming into the atmosphere, which causes more of the sea levels to rise because global warming is the warming of the planet, so it causes the ice sheets and the glaciers to melt. So they're a bit tied into one, you could say, really. There's an estimated 1,400 gigatons of carbon stored in this permafrost. So that's on a global scale. There are many more, and I guess when you talk about regional and global, they could kind of go hand in hand to the severity of where someone may live. It could be vice versa. But I decided to talk about the regional scale for the United States. So one problem that the United States is facing a lot when it comes to climate change is it is causing mass droughts. Local areas, especially the area that I live in, which is Ohio, they're losing a lot of farmland due to crops dying off because they're not getting enough rain to water the plants to allow them to thrive and grow. So a lot of that farmland is dying off and crops are not being able to be produced. It is also causing an increase in forest fires. This is the burning away a lot of the forest area, including trees, shrubs, and much more. Currently, there's a lot of forest fires going on right now in New Jersey and New York. They've been rapidly increasing in size and burning away much forest. The air quality, it causes the air quality to be terrible, which could also increase haziness in areas, a lot of cloud coverage, almost looks smoky in a lot of areas. This could also cause humans to get sick or feel sick. Another way it's affecting regional landscapes is mass flooding. The biggest thing when it comes to flooding is it erodes riverbanks. The riverbanks collapse, which causes an increase in the production of algae, which is the harmful algae is blooming more often. With the riverbanks collapsing, this is causing more of like a... So here I have a picture of a riverbank that has had a mass amount of erosion happening to it. Excuse me. You see the river is here, and the riverbank should be down there, but the mass amount of erosion has caused the riverbank to fall all the way back to this area. I want to go back and talk about this photo of this forest fire. This actually is a picture of a forest fire that is happening currently right now in New Jersey. You can just see it is burning away all of these trees, which also are a big factor of the production of oxygen into our atmosphere. So the mass amount of trees, this is causing a mass amount of habitat loss for many animals that live in these forests. Here we have an example of permafrost melting away. Basically, you could think of like the glaciers and the ice sheets as well when it comes to talking about permafrost melting. These are sea levels rising. You see this tide has rose so much to this cliff that it's basically not really a cliff anymore. It's more of and then here I have my references.